Hey folks, it's Jason Wampler. This is another episode of DocRocPro, formerly known as the Rocket Minute. The Rocket Minute is anticlimactic. It lacks aesthetic sense and audio appeal and all that good stuff, and it's just as boring as I am. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and see what we can do about convincing this nose cone section to get sanded down and shaped proper like. I've got drinking about a half gallon of energy drink mixed with a little guava juice, so I suppose I won't be sleeping tonight. Anyway, but that's my story. I got some exciting news for you. The last part of the show today, I'm going to take you out back and show you what I did earlier. I can't necessarily do this in front of the camera. I can, but I need more people to like and subscribe. And I need to generate more revenue from this channel. I need to be able to hire somebody, at least get a rudimentary studio set up, like a one-man operation. But it'd really be nice to have a camera person, and somebody has an eye for perspective and production value as far as motion picture and video is concerned. Just one other person, just help pop up the appearance of these videos, give them appeal and flash. So I can start snowballing from there. My strategy is to keep doing that, building these rockets, building and launching these rockets to make sure that the designs we're working on, all the bugs are worked out of them. We've got CG and CP calculations under our belt, power to weight ratio, drag coefficient, etc., separation and recovery systems. Got everything, material selection of adhesives, graphics, methods of painting the rockets. Got that all down pat. You'd think if I'd been doing this for a little over 23 and a half years, by now I would know what I'm doing. Well, there's a reason why they call it rocket science. It is very, very difficult. So I'm getting a lot closer. In fact, we're pretty much there. Let's just work together, work hard, work consistently, keep our fingers crossed, and just focus on getting the little bugs worked out. I think that fundamentally we've got things where we need them to be. So today I want to show you something. This is the second nose cone assembly that I want to go ahead and sand down, and I want to make this edge, I said, oh goodness, that edge flush with that edge right there, so it's a smooth transition. I sand down the snout as well using my belt sander because it actually removes more material much more quickly. I just, sometimes you can't use the green scrub pad. You have to bring out the Brillo pad and steel wool and just really dig in and get those get those old burnt noodles off the side of the bowl, as the saying goes. You want something with a little more traction. It's going to do a little more work a little harder, so you can use the finer tools. Then we have, of course, the trusty block sander right here to fine finish things. And then, of course, I'll take it out to the sink. We're going to take the blue scrub tool, speak of the devil, and we're going to scrub this section down. Now, this particular nose cone end, as you can tell, it needs an anchor spool, but I'm thinking this is going on the 2-engine rocket, 2 engines, 3 sections, electronic, 2 parachutes for 4 rocket parachute, 4 parachute recovery shroud lines, 2 parachutes, 2 drogues, 2 motors, 2 motor setup systems, central launch slug, and such and so forth. This section here is long enough. I might be able to put a secondary set of electronics in this nose section. However, if I'm going to do that, then guess what? I have to do something what's called slip fit. There's what do they say at oh my goodness, coupler slip fit integrated with accessory tray itself. I'm gonna have to go through the wall fasteners, which is going to require a lot of cutting and measuring and calculations before I start drilling holes in this otherwise very, very thin material. I couldn't even say that's 1/8. I would say it's probably about like 2/16 is 1/8, 3/16 is 1/16 for 1/8. I would say probably about 3 30 seconds or 5 30 seconds It's really thin mold, so I gotta be careful with it. So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna set up the coupler with the accessory tray, and the reason I want to do that is because I want to put something like an accelerometer, altimeter, barometer, altimeter, accelerometer, barometer, and and temperature gauge. But the neat part is I want to put a backwards facing camera somewhere in this fuselage. Russians can do that with the Soyuz, and Estes can do that with their camera rocket. I've never been able to get my hands on one of those. The moment they get listed on eBay, they get top dollar. They sell right away. They kind of do sometimes sell those to places like what do they call it? Ultimate Hobbies, which I still love that place and I still go there after all this time. But when you got a rocket that's in demand, that's pretty much it. You're not going to be able to touch it unless you build something yourself or something similar with the help of your father, who is an ultra mega super genius when it comes to electrical and electronics. That is my father, Samuel Clinton Armstrong. Dad, it's Jason. I want to see you. How you doing? So this area is going to have forward payload of electronics. Maybe not an accelerometer, but I definitely want an altimeter. I want to know how high this rocket went. That's very, very important. The other thing is I want the camera activated. Number three, actually before the camera, number two, I want accelerometer. So altimeter, accelerometer, and camera. The fourth least important event, is exactly what the temperature was like or what the weather was like at this vehicle's maximum altitude, which I'm hoping against hope will be between 11 to, no, God, not even that much. You know what? For its maiden flight, I'll settle for 5,000 feet. But remember what I said earlier about calculating your entire flight. Flight has 5 phases. There's the powered flight phase. There's the coast phase. But then of course there's the apogee, and then there's 2 sections to the leg. On the other side of the apogee, the rocket vehicle curls around. There's a descent phase. There's a recovery phase. So the descent phase is like the 1 second delay the rocket motor. That rocket is going to delay for 1 second in the descent phase until everything pops out. And remember, that would be, of course, the recovery phase. But again, everything's timed and controlled by electronics. I don't know what to tell you about that. I've got to do my calculations for that. This is going to be a complex rocket. The problem with someone like me is I just can't give up on something like that. I sink my teeth into it, and I'm gonna build another airframe with 4 engines instead of 2. But of course, I will not impose that type of torture on you unless you really, really, really want to have that kind of fun. Anyway, let's get this done because I think the tool will keep me awake. It's getting late, and I have to go to the movies in a few minutes. So, I'm not kidding. Let's turn this on. All right, here we go. Close the window, too. The neighbors, I'll torture them. They may not even be home, so why should I? Wow, this thing is loud. Good news is it didn't generate that much noise, or excuse me, it didn't generate that much mess, but boy, this is by far the loudest tool I own. And folks, I have to calculate and plan things out. In addition to calculating and planning out what goes inside the rocket, I have to calculate and plan out when I can do the noisy work, which is right now. You can see this is a rough. Oh no, you can't. Hold on. I don't want to block the light. See that shape? That's integrated with the snout of this material, this PVC, at 1 1/4 with 1/16 or 1/8 wall thickness, which is a joke because I can't tell which is which. I think I'm going to buy a regular plastic caliper from either Walmart or Harbor Freight tomorrow, so I know exactly what I'm dealing with. And when I tell you that, I am correct. And I can verify it's correct. This is information by locking this caliper in place, keeping it from moving, and then showing you that I'm telling you the truth. Anyway, truthfulness is very, very honest, or very, very, very important with me. I'm just really loving this. Folks, we're gonna do more and more of this. We may just pass on making plugs, but to share a professional trip or to prepare for a trip, you have to put stuff together. You have to have money to live on, and such and so forth. While you're on the trip, it's the same thing with this. I've got to plan out my work day, but I've got to plan out the payload section. This is going to be a forward recovery spool setup. However, in this spool, it's going to have 3 different distinct sections, which means it's going to have 4 bulkheads. I'm going to keep this through on the hole in the top after I sand it down with a washer that at least supports the end, the metal washer that supports the end of the nut, which is an acorn nut, which I want to sand in place. And I want to make a shape out of that. However, I want to leak the hex head on the nut so I can unscrew it, so I can change the nose weights if for any reason the weight of the rocket's motors or anything else in it changes the CG or the CP, and pull the nose tip off and just kind of maybe squirt some more glue or gun in there. We can vacuum stuff out too, make the nose end lighter. But these critical adjustments you cannot be substituted for. You're not a good mechanic, or excuse me, not mechanic, listen to me. You are not a good designer, fabricator, or engineer if you don't do your due diligence and do everything right the first time. Remember, rockets' lives are at stake. Okay, so now the second stage, we're going to do as much damage as we can with this block sander, and then we're going to finish up with the scrub in the bubble bath in the kitchen sink, and I'll take the phone there so we can watch that as well. This is the only thing that we are going to be doing tonight, and I got to wrap it up soon. I actually have to leave after this video. I'll take my phone with me, and I'll be uploading it. But anyway, so let's get this wrapped up. To be honest with you, this red plastic polymer has very, very, very poor heat transfer properties, heat thermal properties. They're really thin, cheap stuff. They're aiming for the cheapest markets they get, and boy, they gave it to you. These things didn't cost that much, and I'm getting every penny's worth. So just be careful. Maybe instead of saving $3 on something that costs $6 because it's that good, and go ahead and I don't know what to tell you. You can get the good oats. You can wait on the other. You can wait until the horse is done with the ones he's already eaten. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Or as this joke goes, you wait till they come out the other end of the horse, so you get what you pay for. Let's continue. I'm talking too much, and I'm holding up the project. will specify the other assistance. This subject is heard to wireless reader. I do this stuff to confirm that. This supports messy mess. This is the best we can do. We took that tip off. We sanded everything down. Of course, we're going to do what we did the last time. We're going to stick to this. However, this process is going to be different because this forward end of the rocket is going to house a camera and an altimeter at the very least. I want to know exactly how high this thing can get, how fast it's traveling, and I want to see what I'm launching off of, and the perspective, and then use that telemetry for entertainment, or for research. So very little, if any, math or formulas or type of science or physics other than what I espoused on is actually being used. Or how should I say, it actually involves math. So I just want to do my part in every episode of Rocket, or not the Rocket Planet, but DocRocPro is what it's called now. I can't emphasize enough the fact that math just is not important anymore. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I've droned on for long enough. We're at the 24-minute mark. I got to clean this thing up. I'm going to leave a dirty table, which bothers me, but I got a movie to go see. Now what the heck, I'll clean the table up anyway. You know what? You guys are great. I really appreciate the fact when people take the time to give me a like and give you a subscribe, and of course to leave a good comment. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm probably going to end up shooting another episode tomorrow between 5 and 6. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, and you folks have a great day.